got more of an advanced lesson. I've been teaching this recently here in my room here in Halifax, and I thought I'd put it up here online on my page, Richard Guitar. So this is Virtual Insanity Jamiroquai, and there's a handful of pretty advanced chords, so please stick with me. It's a really, really great challenge, but it's so rewarding once you get this under your belt. If you want a sheet for this with all the chord boxes, hit the link below. You can have it for free, either via the link or through my WhatsApp service. Everything around you can see that. If you want it, get in touch and hit the subscribe button and the dots to notify you of future lessons. So let's crack straight on, because there's quite a lot to get through. We have E flat minor 7, E flat rooting from the A string on the 6th fret, and then holding this minor 7 shape here. We're then going to go up to G sharp 7, then to chord here for the 4th fret, and this is C sharp 9. So you've got, then we have F sharp major 7. Okay, so already, I mean, for me, I'm like, oof, that's bloody lovely. Hopefully you're feeling the same. Now we're then going to tackle, now this is known as a few titles, but I've got this down as C minor 7 flat 5, and that is going 3 4 3 4 on the 3rd and the 4th fret in, and you're missing the low E and the high E string. So that would be very, very jazzy sound. And then all we're going to do is move the 1st finger here to the 2nd fret on the A string. Then we get to B major 7. So I feel like I'm in a jazz club. Now, then, once we do that, this is your B flat 7 sharp 5. I know it's blagging my head as well, but please stick with me. They're just chords, they've just got fancier titles, so try not to be too overwhelmed. 6, block the A string, and then 6 again. And then what you want to be doing is holding your little finger or your 3rd finger here down onto string G on the 7th fret. Okay. Now if you can, you also want to get this B string on 7 as well. So it's a bit fiddly. You can use your 3rd finger like that, but for me, I like to go 6, block, 6, and then 7, 7. Now, recap. E flat minor 7, G sharp 7, C sharp 9, F sharp major 7, C minor 7 flat 5, B major 7, and then B flat 7 sharp 5. Now rhythm wise, it's on the piano, so you hear this sort of what I would do, depending on where you're at level-wise, because this is, for me, more of an advanced song. You might be watching this, you might be years ahead of me, so for you this might be easy. So it's always hard sometimes on camera. I would put this down myself, personally, as an advanced song. So if you are similar to where I'm at, I would start this rhythm with... So we've got this groove of a down and an up strike with a little bit of scratching or embellishment in between. So I would try something like that. And then if you want to get it a bit more fancier to the piano, I sort of click the root and then strike down the chord. So of course you need to know your roots, opening note to your chord. I bang on about that all the time. But just find your feet with it, okay? Now that's your verse. Wonder man can eat at all. Things are big that should be small. Who can tell what magic spells they'll be doing for us? So we whip that around, okay? There are a few bits, and this will make more light with my sheet if you request that, where there's the odd chord that's missed out, but I don't want to deep dive too much. I want to show you the shapes first. Now, we're also going to talk to you about the futures made of virtual insanity can always. Now here, a couple of other chords to add. So this is B major 7. But then we have this chord, which is a D diminished 7. Now that's futures made of. Now that chord, as wacky as it might sound, it's fairly straightforward. I'm holding string G on 1 and string E, the high E on 1, and then I'm hitting. So that's sort of a suspense chord, and the murderer is. And you're like, I knew it would Billy. Now, so you've got here. So you hold G on 1, E on 1, but you hit 4 strings. Now, that would be futures made of, and then we're going to go. Now that's all in one, E flat minor 7 to F sharp major 7, but then to G sharp minor 7, which is minor 7th shape, rooting from the 4th fret, this bar chord, and that's virtual insanity, and that is B flat 7. So you look at that as A7, but along to B flat or A sharp. Just check through that once more. And try and get that groove. I mean, I'm massively into this style of playing. I'm really a fan of Nile Rodgers. Not just Nile Rodgers, but he's one that springs to mind. But I like to put this scratch in between of this. If I take the fancy part out. But again, find your feet with it. So futures made of virtual insanity can always seem to be governed by this love we have for useless. So B major 7. D diminished 7, E flat minor 7, F sharp major 7, G sharp minor 7. I'm getting overwhelmed myself, and then B flat 7. Okay, so that's your chorus. Again, sheet below. Click the link. You might need it. It might help you. Okay. Now then, you're back to verse again. You got chorus again. Now I'm going off the album track version where you have this lovely instrumental part after the second chorus, where it goes into this, there's like this synthesizer going over it, and I'm going to sound like a fool here, I'm going to try not to laugh, but you have this it's this gorgeous instrumental that goes over the top of that. That bit gets cut out on the radio edit, so go for the album track version, okay? Now here, this instrumental part, a couple of chords that are used, but then there's a little introduction into something else. We're going to go E flat minor 7, B flat 7, B major 7, and then G sharp minor 7 to B flat minor 7. Okay, so that's E flat minor 7, B flat 7, over to B major 7, G sharp minor 7, and then B flat minor 7. And the groove over that goes again. Now, funnily, it does that 3 times. But then it does a key change, but it key changes a whole tone down to C sharp, which again, the first time I heard it, I was like, that's a key change, but it's gone down. Not that that isn't, you know, a thing, it's just uncommon. Usually it would tend to go the other way and step up, okay? So after it does that 3 times, and 3 times being, that'll be once round, it then drops. This world has got to change, but I just now, loving this amp by the way. I've got my mate's Fender Twin reverb amp, and I'm not giving it him back. I'm like, ooh, there's a warm feeling in here, and it's not the radiator. Now we have C sharp minor 7 up to G sharp 7, A major 7, F sharp minor 7, G sharp minor 7. Now, if you can try and think that that's doing the same thing in E flat, you're just doing it now a tone down in C sharp. So try not to think, right, what are these chords? It's the same as here, but then everything moved a tone, I call it to your left, a tone to your left, or a tone down. It's just so we're visualising it on the guitar. Now it does that twice round, but then goes back twice round in E flat. So it's a bit like, blow me neck, you know. They must have had like a, I don't know, a long lunch break when they thought about this, when they were writing this. There's like lots going on, okay? So you've got... Now imagine this was the second time round, but then it goes back to E flat. Now it does that twice around. Imagine this was the second, then back there. But then you hear the piano do this awesome run. This, and I'm using that sort of octave power chord there. If you want to put that in, you don't have to put that in, but I just think there's a bit of flair added there. But that's, you know, that's just a little takeaway, okay? Now, not a doner kebab. Now, although that would be lovely. We're doing it again, me and Charlotte are laughing again. We've got to stop this, okay? Now, okay, we've covered a lot there. I know this is a longer video, but I've been wanting to add this for a long, long time. Again, I've been teaching this a heck of a lot lately, and it is an advanced song, but you get chords like this under your belt and that groove, you'll absolutely love it. Any questions, please comment below. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'm very grateful to that. And if you want the sheets for this, I will send it over, including my WhatsApp service. I give my number out here on YouTube so you can, you know, ask a question that way. So yeah, I've enjoyed doing this. I know it's been a bit longer. Thank you for sticking with me. And I will see you for another lesson soon, probably going back to doing something like Wonderwall.